All right, everybody, here is the last half of that bit. Tell me if you guys enjoy the shorter version or the longer version. It's personal preference. Just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, so they are still mad at me over there, but I hope you guys enjoy. All right, we should have plenty for right now. First thing we're going to do, we're going to get this limestone up and going. My brain shut off for a second. So I'm going to show you how to set this up real quick. And it's real simple. What we're going to just do is that's it. That is pretty much the main thing for this. And this is just going to be the miner. We have to get power to it, and we will get to that in just a second. I just want to go ahead and get all the miners down real quick that I need. No, not smelter. Smelters will come in handy in a minute. Now I want to kind of have everything pointing towards here. And orientation to me is actually very important. And the only reason I'm saying that is because whenever you're actually coming up with a base design, you want to make sure everything functions the way you want it to function. You don't want things to be kind of haphazardly. Yeah, it's all the way over here. It's not too far away, but it's still a little bit of a walk. Now, this equipment workshop, we're going to set down real quick. The only reason I want to make that is actually I'm going to make another miner. I can make it quite a few of them. Maybe like 2 or 3 more. And we're going to go ahead and... What is this? Oh, okay. So this is going to be... This is not relevant to the game. This is not normally in here. And what that is basically I can use this to... It's for filming and stuff like that. So that's all that is. So I can put this in my hand slot. And now I won't be walking around with anything in my hands. So that's going to be helpful later in the, like, taking pictures and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and pop that back out. And we're going to put a few of these down because I would like to actually get the optical clearing thing done first. And the reason I'm saying that is so I can get biomass or solid biomass. So it's actually a little bit more efficient, because being efficient with things is a necessity in this game. You can't just be putting things in and expecting them to work. You have to make sure everything kind of lines up perfectly. So let me get this done real quick. And all I needed was, I think, 200 screws or 500 screws. And I think that was about it. 500 screws. We have that. We just need concrete. Yeah. And 500 screws. Yeah, we can make that easy. So I'll be back in just a second. Let me get this kind of made up. All right. So we should be good to unlock that now. And also, just so you know, in this situation where we have this extra 2 limestone, you can just delete it. It's not going to hurt anything. These nodes do not run out. So, obstacle clearing, we are good to go. All right. Now that unlocks biomass.
Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency
so now,
of biomass burners.
We can actually...
Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
I don't need my pocket dimension inflated anymore. But yeah, now we can actually turn all this into regular biomass, and then we can turn that over to solid biomass, which will last a lot longer. Now I'm going to make up a few of these real quick. It looks like we can make about 200 of them, which would be a good start. All right, so we got it hooked up. Now, the good thing about biomass burners, the way they work, they do not actually use any power unless they're, or don't use any fuel unless they're using power. Now, I split that by right-clicking on that, and now we're going to actually start setting down some poles. So, you can see whenever I pull this up, it shows you exactly what you're going to need. 3 wire, 1 beam, 1 concrete. So, go ahead and set this up. We're going to get the iron and the limestone up and going first. And all you have... Oh, very Christmassy. All we have to do is like that. And you can see on here where it reads 1 of 4. So that means only 4 connections can be on here. So what we want to do is make sure we have plenty of space for all this. So now if we need to run one up that way, we can. So now everything is going to be hooked up. Let's go ahead and attach that to here. And the reason I say that is because we're going to have to attach that one and that one. So that is all these hooked up. And if we look in here, it tells us exactly how much we're using and everything. So right now we're using 15. We can produce 40. So each one of these does 20 a piece. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. And the animation for this is just great. So I guess we could just start off making the basics. For concrete, you're going to want a constructor. Now here's where all the fun part comes in. And this is actually what I find fun. We set this down. We look in here. Okay, this one's going to be making concrete. Okay, so you need 45 per minute. This thing can do 60. So what we could do is have this come out here, feed into one, and then kind of feed into another one. That makes sense. So right now we can only do like the overflow method because we do not have the basic logistics that we're going to need. And I don't think I can actually, no, I can't. I don't have any logistics, so this is just going to have to go straight into here. Which we don't need to have it that far back, actually, now thinking about it. All right, for now, I'm just going to have this going straight into a storage bin. Just so we have a little bit of a free play. And I'm not too worried about the way it's going to look right now because we're going to mainly be focusing on trying to get a base up and going today. And these, on the other hand, they're a little bit more interesting. These are going to actually have to go through two different processes. We're going to actually have to put them through a smelter. And right now, since we cannot break them apart, we're just going to have to do one and one. And if we select iron, it can do 30. So each one of these is producing 60. So that each one of these can do 2. But for now, we're going to have to do 1. And really, I want to take this off and put another one here. We can go back to that to there, that to there. So now each one of these is making iron ingots. So we're good to go. As long as I make sure I select the recipe. And we're going to have to bring those into these constructors. Now, like I said, a lot of this is just going to be temporary. Because really, we don't need too much of an infrastructure like right off the bat. We'll want one of these to make iron plates. And this right now by itself is doing 30. So it's a 1-for-1 on this. So not that big of a deal on that one. But this one, on the other hand, is 15. So this could technically do 2. So, but for just a moment, we're just going to have... Oh, we need more sheets. And I'm going to have to do this again. Once you get into the better poles, it's a lot better. As a matter of fact, we actually have quite a few iron ingots on us, so we might as well take advantage of it and make a lot of plates, because I think that's the main thing we're missing for the bins. All right, now it's just kind of a waiting game. Let's go see if we can lock in anything else, like maybe the logistics, and we can get a little bit better things going, because this one actually unlocks the splitters and mergers, and all we need is some rods and some plates, so not too bad. This would be a good one to get next. And field research is not too bad, ma'am. That would be nice to have, but we'll have to wait and see. And we might be able to knock off this first tier in just this first episode. So let me get a few things around, get a lot more of the iron, and we should be good to go. All right, that's the first one done.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory.
Yeah, see, now we got all these new things.
Consider more verticality.
I'm just going to turn that off for now. But yeah, now we have the mergers and splitters and everything else, so that is awesome. One thing we do have to keep an eye on, though, is power, because right now our max consumption is 35, and we can only produce 40. The way to go around that is basically, all we have to do is look at our power tree, and we got this right here. And we can put down, let's go ahead and put it down right here for now. I just line it up with this as best as we can. So I know we're going to end up with a lot more of these. Now we can produce 70. And yeah, so we should be fine. Let me go ahead and start ripping some of these out and adjusting them as needed. So best thing I can tell you to do is turn off this. Just for a moment, and we can let it run through it, all that it has in there, because we have quite a few to go through. And I just do not like having extra in my inventory. And this has been running for quite some time, and we almost got a little, well, I have a little bit, not a lot. I'm going to have to find more limestone in the future. Yeah, it looks like there is a lot right over here. I'm gonna have to bring that over because that is basic foundation for everything. We need limestone and iron plates for right now. And really, they're not too far away. Well, one isn't. But it's probably protected by something because all resources are kind of protected by creatures, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, see? They're right down there. And you can hear something hissing at me. There's actually 3 in this. So we might... You know what? Thinking about it. We could just fill in this whole thing. And this be like the basic area. We can start from like right there. That would be kind of interesting. I don't know. Let me know what you all think about it. We got one more to unlock real quick. And hopefully I'll have a little bit of a limestone and everything ready for the next one. If not, I put some miners down just to kind of speed up the process. And the last one is going to be field research. All we need is a little bit more copper and a bit more plates, so that's not too bad. All right, one thing I do want to point out, whenever you're actually having something like this, if you don't have the materials right then, you can go ahead and hit select, and it'll keep it up here in the top right, so you know exactly what all you need. I'm gonna go back to crafting this. I just wanted to show you all that, and yeah, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we have everything we need. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we got all we need. There we go. That is done. Screws are done, and plates. There we go. That is section 1 completely done. Look at that. All of it's cleared out. All right, just kind of clarify what was going on there.
Been unlocked.
Okay. We now have a map. We can actually see where we're at and where everything's at, and you can see where I'm at. So nice. What it unlocked? Well, there's a few special ones. You got the MAM, and I don't know what this is. Oh, I know what that is. Never mind. We're not going to deal with that. That's like if you're wanting to make like specific things. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But basically, it's the MAM. The MAM is a pretty nifty little tool. It can help you scan for things. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and make a few of these reinforced plates. I was planning on making a couple of them anyways, and the only reason I needed them was more or less to make the chainsaw, and we can get that out of the way. There we go. That should be plenty. And can I make the MAM? I sure can. Now the MAM does not need to be hooked up to power or anything like that. It just sits. And we have it hooked up right. And basically you can look at this, and for example, we can take the organic compound that we have. Let's grab this and this, and we can research it, and we can get something out of it. So organic compound, hogs, we have killed a few of those, and that takes 3 seconds, and now it's unlocked something else. Now we can turn that into biomass. And same thing with this. If we have, yeah, we got this one right here, the spitters. But now once we get that, we can slowly work our way down to get like a rebar gun and stuff like that. Just some nifty little things here and there. Now, what I want right now is the chainsaw. Made sure I had plenty of things, and I'll show you guys what the chainsaw is, and then we'll wrap it up. We do actually have an extra slot now. I always love what they do with this. At least I don't try and touch this one. Now, you can see in the left, I actually have the biofuel in there. So now I can use this. And what this is good for, you can see if I have just a regular hand, I cannot grab this. But if I have the chainsaw, if I use it, it clears it out. Not only that, it puts a lot of it in my inventory. So all that wood and everything. So I can clear out a large area and get a lot of biomass for my burners and everything else. And we can even use it on the stuff I can normally pick up. It just clears out a big area. It's like an AoE. I think that is going to be a good wrapping up point. I'm going to clear out a lot of area around here and hopefully collect a little bit more food. And I'm hoping not to clear those out on accident, because I have done that before. That was an early game access. Yeah, this is a good way just to kind of clear out the area, make it look the way you want it, and get plenty of biomass and biofuel for later uses. And really, sometimes it is just easier just to pick them up. But a good example of clearing out areas, these trees here, these big ones. If I was trying to build, this would be a horrible mess right here. But look at that. All that's cleared out. So I'm gonna make all this up into biomass. We're gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I think I have an idea for that little pit area down there. And sorry for that hard P. I know I did this before, and I want to put the space elevator down in there and kind of build around it. So if that makes sense. So I will clear up the area around here, and we'll start kind of situating things. I think the next one we'll talk more about how to do like logistics and stuff like that, like evening things out and everything. Especially with the way this is set up right now. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully have enough plates and everything to kind of get this area started on having a platform. And then we'll go from there. So until next time, hopefully you guys enjoy this and leave some comments down below. Hopefully you guys have a good Christmas and everything. And sorry for the break. If you kept up in my Discord, you know why. But I'm not going to really talk about that on here. But until then, y'all take it easy. Have a wonderful night and wonderful day. And later.